Hello everyone and welcome to a new Minecraft speedrunning video. In today's video we'll be looking at the Seed 2. Seed 2 is extremely fun and it took a lot of attempts at the routing. I mean, a lot of attempts, it just took a long time to route because it is a structureless run. Structureless runs mean that you don't use a village or a temple or any other types of structures that you'd normally see in speedruns. It is just using iron ore. Now, I use crazy strats in this. I actually am really happy with how I routed this video, and it took 5 attempts to get this run, which might not seem like a lot, but I did a lot of testing runs to test out routes and etc, etc. So let's get into the commentary for this video. So the C2 run was pretty crazy. I do some crazy stuff with water, because the cave that I'm going to be digging down into does not have water. So that was the main issue I ran into while trying to route this particular route in particular. Because I definitely did try and go towards a village that was 300 blocks away, but it just realistically did not work. You can still get a sub 5 enter using this method and have all the stuff, so I think that it's perfect. And sub 5 with iron pick and water bucket is completely fine in these runs because, well, you're gonna be fine. Because we know where the bastion, we know the fortress is, so we can enter not on sub 20 pace to still get sub 20 in a set seed run like this, and that's really nice. We grab a stack or so of wood here. This is mostly for building blocks. I like having building blocks, as you may know from the C1 video. We aren't going to be doing any crazy speed bridging stuff, but the blocks are still really nice to have. And we also need it for something else. But we use a strat that I like to call Waterfall strat. I made that up just now, but we just make a little channel for the water to flow down into, and we make doors here like hyper modern so that we can dig down in this hole and still have access to water once we go down into this cave. And this dig down takes a little bit longer than if you just mined, obviously, because we have to place the doors. We use the offhand door trick, and I just hold down both mouse buttons to dig down. Fairly straightforward, and we're going to have access to water down in this cave, like I said. In this cave, we have enough for the iron pick and bucket, obviously. There's some extra iron that I don't grab just for efficiency, and I don't really need it. But this cave is really nice. It gives you 2 huge lava pools, and you don't even have to worry about containing the water once you get to the bottom here, like Y17 or something. You get 2 large lava pools. So we, dig through, and there's a creeper here, which is kind of not nice, but it does break a coal for us, so I guess you could call it a 50, trade-off. And we make our furnace so that we can cook our iron, and, standard structureless procedure. I wouldn't usually run structureless. I don't run structureless when I run RSG because, it's just not worth it. I reset for blacksmiths and shipwrecks, and and villages sometimes, but structureless is just not worth resetting for. I'm going for sub 20, but I don't know if it's gonna happen anytime soon. Yeah, I did 300 resets yesterday, but it didn't work out. But I know I can definitely do it, so I hope to post a video about a sub 20 run in the near future at some point. So we're waiting for our 3rd iron to smelt. There, we got some iron from further up in the cave. And here we go, swimming back up this narrow chute to get our water while the rest of our iron is smelting, which is really nice. We can actually do something useful while our iron is smelting. Yeah, oh, my skin, excuse me, was not fixed. I still had the black intersections of the skin. But apart from that, this is really nice. I can grab the water and jump back into this hole and build our nether portal, and our iron is actually nicely smelted up once we get back down here. And efficiency is very key in structureless runs, as what you're really trying to do is optimize your other things that you need for the nether while your iron is smelting, like getting food, or maybe getting more wood, or maybe, like in this run, getting water, because we didn't have water. and it was just not worth it to grab food in this run before we go into the nether, because it wasn't a plains biome and there just weren't any surface mobs. So we are completely fine by making it here. We turn the lava lake into obsidian and grab our flint, and we are entering the nether at around the sub 5 mark, which, yeah, is really nice. So we enter the nether and are immediately looking for this little bit of gold nuggets here so that we can make our gold armor, because we're going to a bastion. I do not like doing armorless bastions. I'm really bad at them and end up screwing up because I rush too fast and like just mess everything up. So that's why I grab gold. I'm going to a bridge bastion though, and I can armorless bridge bastion, but I just wanted to play it safe because I see a lot of piglins on the way to the bastion usually, and you can already see there's a piglin right here that gets mad at me, but it gets scared back away by the zombified piglins, so that's good. But yeah, I just didn't want to cause any unnecessary harm when I had very little food, and as you can see, I'm going to be collecting a lot of mushrooms here to make all of our food for the rest of the run. I make sure to leave as few mushrooms behind as possible because it's going to be my food source for the rest of the run. Sometimes I would kill a hoglin in the Crimson Forest I'm going to be going to in a little bit, but that wasn't an every time thing, and only if hoglins were on the way specifically. And I would usually have enough food, but in the 5 runs, obviously this took 5 runs to do. In the 3rd and 4th runs, I just forgot to collect a little patch of mushrooms, and I would miss, having that food because I would end up starving, and I would lose sprint, and I just couldn't do anything, and I couldn't heal because I was pearling around, and it was just a nightmare. So I'm grabbing every little mushroom here so that I do not get rolled and lose health. We are gonna boat down here and head towards the Soul Sand Valley. The bridge bastion that I'm going to is right over this Soul Sand Valley mountain, and I don't know if you can see it right here. Actually, I can't even, so even though I know where it is, it's kind of buried in the wall, and that's kind of an issue, but I think it works out completely fine. It is bridge bastion though, which means that you're not gonna get very many chests, and I get double bad ramparts, which means that I think I get double bad ramparts, which means that both side ramparts only have one chest in it, and they're both buried. And this is also my biggest misplay of the run. I just fall there instead of hitting spacebar, which is kind of embarrassing. But it's only a 10 to 20 second time loss, and in the grand scheme of things, I'm still entering this bastion around sub 8, which is desirable for this run. So yeah, I was talking about the bad ramparts. I don't get obby in this run, so I have to grab all 15 gold blocks to try and get as much obby as possible. So yeah. I really like Bridge Bastion. It's one of my favorite bastions. I would say housing is before Bridge, but most people don't like Bridge because it's slow and because of the poor rates on chests. But I really like it. I can usually 3-minute a Bridge Bastion and do that consistently, and I can do most of my average bastion split is probably around 3 minutes, so this is desirable, and I can usually get a lot of pearls, so I can pearl around, and that is why I like Bridge Bastion the most. Obviously it's not that great for world record type runs where you need 1 minute bastions and stuff, and that's just something that I cannot do unless I get like perfect manhunt housing. But other than that, I'm definitely not doing that. I grab a lava bucket here, which for no reason, I guess for possible hoglins later in the run. But I don't encounter any hoglins on the bridge, so I didn't really need that. And I obviously should have had it earlier, but I just didn't grab it before I entered the nether portal. We do a route here called Dip Route. This is the old bridge route, but the new bridge route hadn't come out yet when I first did this run. And, well, you can't even do the bridge route because there's bad ramparts on both sides. and the close side is buried in the wall, so I can't really do that either. I fall down here, which is not good. There's a piglin down here that hits me because I broke the gold block up top. I pillar up here and just toss out a few bits of gold, and so we're just waiting on the trades up top and trading our gold here. I probably could have not done this and been completely fine, but I decided to do this because and I get bonus pearls there, which is nice. But I do this because it's going to take me a long time to get the trades I need, and I didn't get that many piglins up top, so that's... this is going to make it more efficient. These little things that make it more efficient are necessary for this run, I guess, because there are a few things, like the order in which I smelt my iron, like how I went back to the furnace, etc., that really boost the time. Even if it doesn't seem like it, it really can save up to 10 to 20 seconds, which is necessary. And especially when I have fumbles like the one I did in the Soul Sand Valley a few minutes ago, that's just completely... It's nice to have those little time saves so that you can make those mistakes and not have a bad run. I drop wrong side here, I think, and yeah, I pick up the gold, which is not great, but it's fine. I have 8 obby here, so I want more obby, but I'm gonna leave here if I don't get it, because it's really nice. I have a fortress that I'm going to, has 4 really accessible obsidian blocks in a chest, and here I leave with 8, which is completely fine. That saved quite a few runs. Having those 4 obsidian blocks in a chest in the fortress was really nice. I put on my soul speed boots here and get the Oh Shiny advancement because I don't have gold, so they start getting mad at me, but I do have the gold there, so it distracts them. And I pearl on this, to this Soul Sand Valley, and across to the Crimson Forest, and this is where I would sometimes kill a hoglin, but I felt that I had actually gotten enough mushrooms this time, and I hadn't eaten that many yet, so, I could ignore this hoglin. Or wait, no, did I kill a hoglin in this run? I can't remember, it was so long ago when I did this run. But yeah, I think I do end up killing this hoglin. This hoglin did not want to cooperate, though, so I just kinda had to, like, coerce it over to me, and then it just decides to stampede me, which is not fun. But yeah, I do kill a hoglin here. Yeah, so all that stuff I was saying about not getting a hoglin, and the lava bucket and stuff, completely negated, I guess, but I don't use the lava bucket, so in some ways it is. Cooked pork chop is much better food than mushroom stew, though, so that was kind of worth it. I decided not to pillar up there because I know I took off my gold boots, so I did not want to get attacked by piglins and knocked off. And this is pretty good pace. 12:45 is pretty good pace, especially with Bridge Bastion. And I'm going for around sub 20, and I get a sub 19, which is really nice. I take a lot of fall damage there, which is unnecessary. But I pearl into the fortress right here at the 13-minute mark, and that's really nice. I fall down to 1 heart, but I'm completely fine because I have the cooked pork chop. I grab the 4 obby from the chest, and I'm scared by the skeleton, so I pillar up and heal a bit more before I pearl into the warped forest to get hot tourist destinations, which is crazy in a speed run like this. You might be wondering where I got basalt deltas, and actually the hoglin plinth that's in the Bridge Bastion, the gold plinth, was in a basalt delta, so that's how I got the basalt delta for the hot tourist destinations advancement. And so yeah, this is a warped forest, nether fortress, which is really nice if I had looting 3 like I did in the Seed 1 run, but I don't. But it's still kind of cool. I mean, blaze spawner like this is kind of nice. So yeah, we get pretty good rod rates here. I'm 3 for 4 right now, and we are just going to be clearing out the spawner a bit, crafting some wool, etc., pretty standard stuff you do at a blaze spawner. I mean, I probably should have saved some gold here so I can make a gold pick, but I don't usually do that, and I probably should start doing that in my RSG runs too, saving some gold so I can make a gold pick to clear out the spawner faster. Yeah, so I go 3 for 6 or something. I can't, or 4 for 6. 4 for 7, maybe 4 for 7, I can't remember. I'm bad at counting. 4 for 8, maybe? I can't remember. I guess the rods aren't that great, but it's fine. I'm gonna be leaving here at sub 16, which is great. Yeah, I think I get another spawn here in just a second. And we are going to be leaving to blind. I craft my beds again here, just like I normally would in any run. Wait. Do I not have fire? No, I do. It's just I got burned somehow. I don't know how. I wish they would take this out, having the burn animation, even if you have fire res. That kind of annoys me. But yeah, it's whatever. We get our 6 rods, and we are out sub 16, and we are heading down here to blind, and we're going to pearl across the lava pool, 1 more pearl, and we will, yeah, blind. I think I missed this pearl, which is kind of bad. I realized I only have 22 seconds left on my fire res, and I chuck and I miss, so that's great, I guess. We pillar up here, and we're going to be blinding from this Soul Sand Valley biome, and we're going to be blinding into the stronghold, which is great. I mean, you don't get to blind into this stronghold every time, but this time I was fortunate enough to do so. I was actually able to blind into the portal room most times, but this one doesn't exactly work out quite that well, as you'll see in a second. I'm going to bridge out here to negative 255, I think, 215, so I can blind. This is pretty far out, and isn't great blind cords, but it works out for this run, as you can see. I'm not sure if this is second ring or whatever, but it works out, so. Yeah, so we're blinding, and this is going to be a blind at 1643, and it puts us into the stronghold, but not into the portal room, but it's completely fine. I realize that the portal room is just over here, and we are going to be entering the end sub 17, which is great. This is a one-eye portal, I think. No, wait. Oh, it's a 0. I'm stupid. Anyway. So, yeah, we craft our beds here. I only crafted the wool at the blaze spawner because more blazes spawned. And we chuck a pearl up here, and we're going to be doing north-south strats. But, or we try to do north-south strats, but it perches east-west, and it just perches really fast, and that's how it does that. I make sure to ration my obsidian there. But we set our hotbar up for the 1 cycle, and this is a really bad 1 cycle. My other 2 1 cycles on the channel are actually really good. This one is really bad as it does east-west perch, which is not nice, but it is a fast one, so it's good. And I think it's perching right here, but I'm like, wait, what? It perched that way? So I'm kind of freaking out here. Yeah, so I think this ends up being an 8 bed, because I'm not used to doing it this way. The first and second bed were really good. The third bed is awful. The fourth bed is awful. And the fifth bed is good, but the 6th and the 7th bed, and oh man. But 8 beds, and we successfully 1 cycled the dragon. And this is going to be sub 1830, which I'm really happy with on Seed 2. It could be optimized even further without those little time losses, but I think it's really good. So if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and share the video. I would really appreciate it. And goodbye. See you in the next one.